Hey guys, I wanted to talk real quick about what type of BBs to get. If you're a new player to the game, you um, might be scratching your head as to what brand of BBs are good, what'll be good for your gun, what may damage them. Now there's several different brands out there, several different leading brands, and others that are just trying to be filler that may end up actually hurting your gun depending on the gearbox and the performance level of your gun. So as you can see, if you're familiar with Airsoft at all, these are all Elite Force bottles. Now the funny thing is I think only one of these actually has Elite Force BBs in them. Reason being, I buy the bottles, or I get them given to me at Ops because Elite Force sponsors a lot of them, and then I fill them with the BB that I prefer. Now I go from TSDs to Goldenball to KWA Perfects. Those are all good BBs. Now there's also, if you're not familiar with the rounds, again, they're 6mm, and you can either get biodegradable or non-biodegradable. Now most fields now are switching over to biodegradable just to be more environmentally friendly, which also, if you play at home, your family might very much appreciate having BBs that disappear after a little while. Basically, if you see anything at Walmart and you have a high performance AEG, you don't want to use anything you find at Walmart. Crossman is the only kind that I've heard anything semi-decent about. I used to use them about 4 or 5 years ago, but then quickly moved on from that. Now you can actually get these things for pretty cheap. Biodegradable BBs used to suck and cost an arm and a leg. Now they're only a couple dollars more over the regular standard BBs. So if I could suggest anything, I have TSD standard BBs here, so non-biodegradable. I have a peppered mix. Now it may look cool and it may be harder to see the enemy for them to see, but it's also harder for you to see where they're leaving the gun, so I would suggest not doing this. It was a leftover bag that I had, so I just dumped it in here. Goldenball Bio BBs. I really like the Goldenballs. They're the Super Slick, or Pro Slick, I guess, version. I really like them. They make good BBs. Elite Force biodegradables. Now, a lot of people like Elite Force. I only like their biodegradables. I've had awful experiences with their standard BBs, and if you want to ask me about that, I'll tell you the horror stories behind their standard BBs, but their biodegradable ones are good. KWA Perfects are just that. They're pretty much perfect. I've not had any issues with them. They're not biodegradable, but they fit the KWA double stack magazines very nicely. And these are also KWAs, and here we have some Madbull 0.3 gram BBs for sniping. Now that brings me to the next topic of weight. What weight to use. If you go to Walmart, you'll see 0.12 gram BBs, or maybe 0.15. Now these are about maybe 75% of the weight that you actually want. The lightest I would suggest is 0.2 gram BBs. Now, as you move forward, you will probably start getting heavier and heavier BBs. The reason being is the heavier the BB, typically the more accurate the gun becomes. And once you start getting guns that shoot about 400 feet per second, you can sacrifice a few feet per second, get a heavier BB, it'll slow down the feet per second, but the joules will stay the same. That's the amount of force of energy that is transferred from the gun to the BB and projecting it forward. So you sacrifice about 20 to 50 feet per second depending on the weight you use, but you also bring your accuracy to a much tighter point. Now with the JGs and some of the Sportline models of other brands, I would say you could use 0.2s just fine. 0.25s is what I would suggest. Now I'm switching over, I use a KWA SR10, and I'm switching over to 0.28 gram BBs. Just trying to play with the weights to see how tight of a pattern I can shoot. So that gives you kind of a broad overview of some of the brands. Other brands that I know are good, I guess G&G, I think they're the ones that make the Golden Balls. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that one. But let's see what else. Bioval BBs are good as well. If you want to snipe, I'd suggest getting Madbull BBs. They're more expensive, but they're good quality. They come in little cans like these, except for in a little screw top can. And I'd get probably 0.4 gram BBs depending on the gun you use. So kind of a broad overview, really quick. I probably missed a few things in here, but if you have any questions, go ahead and post up. If you're experienced or I missed a brand that you really enjoy, go ahead and leave a comment below as well. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps you out as you're getting into the wonderful world of airsoft.